like to call the regular meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education of June 5th, 2024 to order at 7:01 p.m. Please join us in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 2, I would like to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Foote, second Michelle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, item number 3, approval of the minutes. Need to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education retreat held on May 8th, 2024, and the regular meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education also held on May 8th, 2024.
So moved.
Brett and Pat, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, item number 4, presentations.
I think we're going to start with our para-educator of the year, and that's Mrs. Malillo that will be presenting that.
Evening. It's my pleasure to be here tonight to present Kristen Gramboy as our 2024 Plymouth Public School Para-Educator of the Year. Chris is a true leader in our Apple program at Plymouth Center School. When the teacher is busy working with students or out for the day, Chris always steps up to ensure all students' needs are being met and our staff know where to be. She is always willing to step up in a challenging situation. When a student's in crisis, she's the first to intervene with her calm demeanor and try to understand why the student's so upset. She uses her training and deep knowledge of students to gain perspective and make a plan on the next steps to ensure the child knows they are safe and that she is here to help. Students adore her for her kindness, understanding, and laughter. At lunch, you can see the students gravitate towards her to sit at her table, talk about their day or their weekend, and share jokes. She's a role model paraprofessional who truly understands what our students need, not only academically, but as tiny humans with valid thoughts and emotions. Congratulations, Chris, and thank you for your service to Plymouth Public Schools. I'd ask you to come up.
Thank you, everyone.
Next, we have Kathleen Mozak-Pezza, who will be introducing the Teacher of the Year.
Good evening. It is my honor to stand before you tonight to present the 2024-2025 Teacher of the Year for the Plymouth Public Schools. This year's selection process included input from a wide variety of school community members, including teachers, non-certified staff, and administrators. Our 6 nominees spanned 3 of our 4 buildings, encompassing pre-K through grade 8, and represented a range of academic and unified arts programs. The person who was ultimately selected has dedicated countless hours to improving the educational experiences of the students of Plymouth. She began her career in Plymouth as an intern at Prospect Street School and progressed to a student teacher, a long-term substitute, and finally to a full-time teacher at Main Street School. Even in the formative years of her career, she was recognized as being creative and well-prepared due to the hours she devotes to lesson preparation, and she was described as an ideal role model for her students with the necessary attributes to become an excellent elementary school teacher. As she progressed through her career as a classroom teacher, she was recognized both for the quality of the work she did in the classroom, as well as the contributions she made to the school at large. From student council advisor to organizing talent shows to helping raise money for a playground at Fisher, the administrators she worked for were constantly commending her for her contributions to the school community and the academic and behavioral progress she made with her students. Prior to leaving the role as her role as a classroom teacher, she taught grades 3, 4, and 5 and was equally impactful in all of them. Unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to see her in the role as a classroom teacher. The role I know her best in is as an instructional coach for English language arts. As an instructional coach, she has supported the implementation of Readers and Writers Workshop and more recently the pilot of 2 reading programs. She is constantly looking for new and better ways to support her teachers and spends many a weekend and vacation reading research on reading, writing, listening to podcasts about effective instruction, and sitting through webinars on best practices. She's an advocate and a cheerleader for her teachers, believing that all of us can build our skills with the right learning opportunities and support, and she is tireless in pursuit of better outcomes for our students. She is also one of the most reflective people I've ever worked with. When faced with an issue, she often talks about how she spent the entire evening or weekend thinking about it, and then presents a list of ideas related to the issue as a jumping-off point for discussion. She keeps students firmly centered in her work, understanding that we shape their futures with the decisions that we make. And she strives to build and implement programs that will expand their opportunities and improve their outcomes. The staff she works with often remarks on how much her support through lesson planning, modeling, co-teaching, data analysis, and assessment have helped them better meet the needs of their students and improve their skills as a teacher. Our Teacher of the Year is extremely committed to the students and staff at Fisher Elementary School. She's always working to ensure that every child gets the instruction and support they need to become lifelong learners, readers, and writers. So it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you Nicole Levesque, the 2024-2025 Plymouth Public School Teacher of the Year.
We're good. I'm a little broken.
Thank you, Kathleen, for your very kind words, and thank you, everybody, for this tremendous honor. But I have to be honest, it's an honor I feel like I must share with all of the staff in Plymouth. You see, as Kathleen said, I began my teaching career here 20 years ago as an intern at Prospect Street School and Main Street School during the very early years of the University of Bridgeport certification program. I was welcomed into classrooms with open arms and learned so much from these amazing people. I was invited to observe lessons, support students, teach small groups, and even plan and implement lessons of my own in their classrooms. From my experiences that first year, I developed a strong understanding of the most important qualities of being an educator: compassion, enthusiasm and passion for learning, flexibility, the power of building relationships with students, and the even greater power of building relationships with colleagues, working together as a team to plan, try new things, and make decisions in the best interest of our students, who are at the heart of everything we do here in Plymouth. As I moved on to student teaching, then to become a classroom teacher, and finally a coach, I continued to learn and grow not only from the people within my own building, but from many colleagues across the district. Now, as a coach and a new teacher, team, and mentor, I feel so fortunate to be able to share these values and qualities along with the best practices with so many staff members, new and veteran alike. I'm so excited for the next few years in ELA and the changes that are coming our way. Coming out of the last few years that have been extremely difficult for everyone in education, I hope that I can inspire others to find that excitement again. Teach with passion and do it all for our kids, because that's what being a teacher in Plymouth is all about. Again, thank you for this honor, and thank you to all my colleagues who taught me and supported me along the way. Thank you so much.
I think I worked with you in your first year then, right?
Yeah.
As a teacher? I'd like to congratulate and thank the 2 individuals who will be retiring from the Plymouth Public Schools at the end of this year, and that is Tracy Malushin and Jolene Duckowitz. So if you can come up, please. Tracy is a paraprofessional at Terryville High School, and Jolene is the school nurse at Eli Terry Junior Middle School. I have history with both of these individuals, so it's wonderful. And at one time I was their I worked with them. We were colleagues, put it that way. Jolene told me what to do all the time, so I can't say I was her boss.
You were my kid's principal.
I was your kid's friend, and they told me what to do too. So in our school district, there are so many people that contribute to making our schools special places. And while the teachers are very important, you're very important, there are also some members of the cast and crew that they work with that make the connections with the students as well, and they truly create a culture of caring in our schools. And Jolene and Tracy are two of those individuals. In my career, I've been fortunate to work with some amazing, amazing people, and you're both at the top of that list. While at Eli Terry in Terryville High School, as their administrator, I saw firsthand the differences you made in kids' lives, whether it be in the cafeteria or in the classroom, or whether it be in Washington, D.C. I don't want to talk, that's like post-traumatic stress disorder for me. These people made differences in kids' lives, and you're both truly special people, and on behalf of the Board of Education and our school community, thank you. Best of luck in your retirement. It's so well deserved. Congratulations.
Okay, and then finally, under presentations, we have our 3 graduating student representatives. And Jacob, Charlotte, and Mark, I would just like to tell you that we really have appreciated you being here, giving us your insight, from the school perspective and letting us know, what's going on from the student's perspective. And that is very important. We always have to maintain that, we need to know what's going on in our schools from our students' perspective. And that's what's been so important to us. So we really appreciate all of your hard work, having to be here for meetings. And we have just a small little token of our appreciation here. And if my ankle wasn't broken, I would get up and present them to you, but Mr. Falcone is going to go ahead and do that. But thank you very much for your participation. It has really been wonderful. Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to have a recess at 7:14 p.m. in recognition of Para-Educator of the Year, Teacher of the Year, retirees, and our graduating student representatives. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Was that Mr. Showers?
Mr. Foote.
Oh, Mr. Foote. And Walt. Your name's Walt, is that what it is? Thanks. Mr. Foote, Mr. Seaman. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we are recessed.
We're just going to ask that the Teacher of the Year, Para of the Year come up for a photo, and then we're going to do it with our retirees as well, a photo, and then I think we're going to do one with our student reps as well, if that's okay with the board. So, thank you.
Okay. To the reports from our student representatives. Jacob?
So my replacement for next year is going to be Ava Gwist, and she loves to read and help her community. In her school, she's in the Pep Club Student Council as well as Unified Buddies. And she's 15 going into her sophomore year. Her favorite subject is English, and her favorite thing about the high school is how they always strive to make the school better, and they're always finding new ways to make students feel safe and comfortable at all times. And she's also part of the Leo Club.
Is she here?
She's right
Yes,
there.
she's right there.
Could she stand up? I know she's here. I was just talking to her.
Thank you, Ava. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So the person that's going to be taking my place is Fallon Rothborough. If you want to stand up, please.
Welcome. I'm so glad they all came.
I know, yeah. So Fallon has been a part of the Plymouth public system for, since preschool practically. She's an honors student and won the superintendent's award in 8th grade. She's in the cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track teams. Some of the clubs she participates in is Student Council, Fresh Start mentors, and Unified Buddies, Pep Club, SAD, and Leo's Club. She's also the sophomore class secretary and an intern for the Career Center. And I can also speak for her character, and she's a wonderful person. I've known her practically my whole life.
Thank you, Fallon.
Now, I don't have a replacement
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm irreplaceable. In all seriousness, on behalf of the three of us, we'd like to thank you all for this opportunity to represent the concerns of students here at the high school, as well as showcase the accomplishments that many students have. These meetings have allowed us to develop our communication skills and increase our comfortability with talking in front of a crowd. This may surprise some of you, but we all agreed that this was a very enjoyable experience for us. It allowed us to learn more about, and it also allowed us to learn a lot about the wonderful things that go on here in the high school. So, and we feel the student council is in great hands. We know they're going to do spectacular things in so many different facets of this school, and we're really happy in these choices. So, thank you
Well,
again.
best of luck to the three of you as you move on to your next stage. Thank you very much for all your participation. And as always, you can stay or you can leave if you would like to.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we go.
Take the cupcake on the way out.
Save yourselves.
Thank you for coming, ladies. All right, we're moving on to item number 7, public comment. If you would like to make public comment, please come to the podium, sign on the sheet, and tell us your name and address. Anyone for public comment?
Anyone left?
Okay, we are going to move on then to item number 8, superintendent's update.
Good evening, everyone. On May 23rd, Terryville High School held its annual scholarship night. All totaled, our seniors received over $300,000 in one-time and renewable scholarships. That's the highest number ever. I want to take a moment to thank all of our local businesses, community members, and various organizations for their generous support and their investment in our kids. I'd also like to thank the high school guidance department, administration, especially Pat Borda, for her work in organizing that event. On May 16th, the Leo Club and several community members came together to support the Harvest Pack. They packaged 12,636 meals that will be sent to Ukraine. Each meal contains rice, vegetables, and vitamins, and once they package the meals, they're opened in Ukraine. You mix water with it, and it feeds an entire family. I'd like to thank Pastor Dick Dill and his team for helping coordinate the Harvest Pack, as well as Nicole McWilliams, Ryan Valentine, Marty Sandshaw, and the entire Leo Club for their support. As you see in front of you, you have a photo, a color photo of what looks like a small schoolhouse. And as you all know, our school community lost an amazing teacher at Plymouth Center School in Carolyn Celentano. Looking how we could honor Carolyn, we had a lending library built by Russ Fuller, our tech ed teacher and woodshop teacher here at the high school. We then had the children in her class, our current class, put the handprints on the roof, and we have it hanging on the front of Plymouth Center School at this time, and it's full of books. I provided you with that photo of the lending library, as that was what was created in her memory. And finally, as we're wrapping up the school year, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank a few different groups. First, I would like to thank our entire faculty, staff, and administration. As I say every year, we have a special group of people working with our children. The time and effort they put in making connections with kids and supporting their needs is absolutely remarkable. I would also like to thank our parents, our PTAs, and the various community members that have supported our schools throughout the year. Our faculty, staff, and administration really appreciate your commitment to our school community. And finally, I'd like to thank the Board of Education for continuing to move forward with the initiatives that have had a positive impact on teaching and learning. All of the progress we have made is due to this board working together to move us forward with our initiatives. And that's all I have for this evening. Everyone have a great summer.
Thank you. All right, item number 9, new business. I would like to entertain a motion to authorize the superintendent of schools to work with the business manager in order to make the necessary transfers and expenditures to close the books as of June 30th, 2024, and to expend funds for the fiscal year 2023-2024, and also to be able to utilize the budget 2024-2025 to authorize the superintendent and business manager to expend those funds as needed until the August meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Pat and Greg? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And then item B. This next item is looking for a motion to entertain a motion to approve increasing the cost of the school breakfast and lunch programs and adult lunches for the 2024-2025 school year. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Greg?
Second.
Second, Michelle. Any discussion? Okay, well, I will discuss that we are planning to, we have not had a raise in our school lunch program or school breakfast program for a very long time. How long has it been? Over 5 years? 5 years now? And the last time that our business manager came to us, we just didn't feel it was the right timing because we were just coming out of COVID and everything. We just wanted to kind of keep it the same. In doing so, we have kind of put ourselves in a financial, place. And as everyone knows, all of our grocery prices are going up, as are the cafeteria's grocery prices going up. So in order to reach that level of break even, which is what we really want to try to do, we are raising our prices, in most cases, 25 cents for breakfast and lunch. And we're hoping that we will not have to do it again next year so that, we can kind of maintain that for as long as we can as well. Does anyone else have any questions or comments about that?
You said increase 25 cents?
Yes, about 25 cents.
So you're saying, like the elementary school, $1.60, so it's going to go $1.85 now?
185.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you move it over here. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. The only difference, but the only ones that didn't change 25 cents would be the specialty lunches at the high school. They're going to go up by 50 cents.
Oh.
And the adult lunches are going to go up by
You said
40
five.
cents.
It's going to go to $5.
Yeah,
Correct.
to go to $5.
I just want to clarify, any student,
$5, man? $5.
For an adult
the adult
Okay.
lunch.
just clarify that any student that receives free or reduced lunch would receive these lunches and breakfasts for free.
Yes.
Correct.
And that's the importance of filling out the appropriate paperwork, so we have that information and we can provide you those lunches.
Yeah, that's the plug for the year. Please fill out those forms if you think that there's even a chance that you are eligible for free or reduced lunch. We would really like to give you that benefit. All right, I'm going to do a roll call vote. Greg?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Lou?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
And Michelle?
Yes.
And Walt?
Yes.
Okay, that is unanimous. We have 8 votes for yes. Motion carries. All right, we are now moving on to item 10, Business Manager's Report and Personnel.
So I put in front of you the reports for the month of May. I apologize they didn't come in the packet, but the month ended on delivery day, so I wasn't able to get them out, and they would never have been accurate. So you do have the reports. I'll review them very quickly for you. First is the 23-24 budget status. We've had a lot of activity. We're moving towards closing out the year. I do anticipate that we will have operating budget surplus somewhere around $200,000, but as we discussed, and I'm sure Cindy will cover, we do have some items that we are going to use that for. And then we also have an additional portion of surplus due to the COVID relief funds that we're going to do quite a few district-wide improvements across the district. As far as food service is concerned, let me just first say thank you for the increase in the pricing. That's going to go a long way to helping us move towards break even as we continue to move farther away from the state subsidies, which have changed yet again for this year. They did turn a profit in the month of May. The report is there. But as I said in the committee report, is when I look at the profit for the year for the lunch program, and I look at the state funding that came in to offset it as an assist, it's greater than what we made. So there is a concern as we move forward, so this will help us with that. As far as the sinking fund projects are concerned, the security camera project, we've had our first kickoff meeting, and we anticipate work beginning here, not next week, but the week after. They're going to start here at the high school. So as soon as kids are out, they do a full walkthrough of all the 4 buildings, and then they're going to start work. All the equipment is in, they're ready to go. So we are on target. The auditorium project, you should have noticed that all the house lights are working. It's amazing to go in there and see all the lights. We also replaced all the backlights, backstage lights. We still are working on the spotlights. The issue with the spotlights is they are so old, is finding replacements that mesh with our infrastructure. So Mr. Mazon is working on that. The fencing project at Plymouth Center School is complete. The mechanical chiller here at the high school is complete. We're just waiting for final invoicing. The HVAC and air quality studies currently remains on hold as the state continues to change the criteria of when it's due, when it's not due, what we can do, who we can do it with. So both Brian and I felt it best to just let them iron that out, and then we'll jump in on it. Highlight a couple of projects we have coming up. We're doing some painting work at Eli and Fisher, so those 2 schools will be completely painted in the last 2 years. We'll be redoing the gymnasium floors at both Eli and Fisher. We're rehabbing the PSC pre-K play area to make it more user-friendly, better for that age group, and a little more safe, and also eliminating a drainage problem we have there. We're servicing the boilers at all 4 schools for the first time in over 5 years, and then we're putting them on a preventative maintenance plan. And we also, as I'm sure that we're going to talk about shortly, but the reading program is going to be paid for at the end of the year here. So those are all big projects that are going on. Brian and I had the luxury of, or the honor to go to Glastonbury to look at some furniture. So the district is going to be getting some upgraded furniture. We have a law firm located in Glastonbury. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, Brian, but I know that we'll be giving them credit at some point. And we're going to be able to upgrade quite a bit of our older and worn furniture here. It's a complete donation to the district. So Brian and I went tag sailing, and we kind of had fun doing it. So, but other than that, that's my report.
Any questions for Matt? Personnel report is in your packet.
Yep, it's in your packet. This is the time of year where everyone kind of plays musical chairs, and people are hopping around for different districts, and even this report, as of this afternoon, has been adjusted and shifted a bit. But it's important to note that we have hired a few very difficult positions to find with our BCBA and school psychologist, and also hopefully a speech and language pathologist after today. And then, we have a pre-K opening that's opened recently. So we have a few things moving around, and that's what it's going to be all summer, basically. But we should be staffed fully, certified staffed fully in the beginning of the year.
Anybody's interested in a paraprofessional position, please
Apply.
please apply.
Please apply. Or a building sub.
Yeah. Yes.
Those are the 2 that we're looking for.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 11, committee reports. Mrs. Lucian.
There was a special meeting of the Board of Education Curriculum Committee at 6 p.m. prior to the regular board meeting.
At that meeting, I presented the following programs for the reading curriculum in grades K through 5. The first one is the reading and writing program, which is a combination of wit and wisdom and geodes. And the second is a phonics program, which is the University of Florida's Literacy Institute, also known as UFly Foundations.
After a brief discussion, the curriculum committee moved to forward these programs to the full board for approval, and therefore I'd like to entertain a motion for recommendation of the curriculum committee to approve. Well, we already said that, right?
You're just making the motion,
Okay.
Michelle. We don't need a second 'cause
Okay.
it's from you, so you're making it.
All right.
So you can just read the motion.
Okay. To entertain a motion recommended of the curriculum committee to approve the following for the reading, writing, phonics program for grades K through 5 that we already discussed.
Does anybody else have any questions that were not in the meeting or? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And Mrs. Kendria Florenciani.
There was a special meeting of the Board of Education Finance Committee at 6:30 p.m. prior to the regular meeting. And Matt already brought up what we discussed, the end of the year projects and the review of the school breakfast and lunch programs.
All right, great. Item number 12, we are back to public comment. If anybody would like to make a public comment, please come to the podium. Doesn't look like we have a big crowd left, but give you a minute. All right, don't see any. We'll move on to item number 13, board liaison reports. Mr. Perugino or Ms. Tilton for Harry S. Fisher Elementary School.
I was unfortunately unable to attend the meeting last month, but I did check in with some people. Fisher had their field day today. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time there. The 5th grade celebration is this Friday. And thank you to all the individuals and volunteer organizations that made a lot of donations for the 5th graders to have a wonderful celebration. There were a few people who came up from Fisher to volunteer for some committees, so thank you to the parents who stepped up, and if you are interested in getting involved in the PTA, please come to the next meeting.
Absolutely. Mr. Zabushka for Plymouth Center School.
We didn't have a meeting yet. It's for this month, the school year's closing down. But I'd like to say that the people at the PTA really worked hard for that school. I really enjoyed working with them, and I volunteered for quite a bit. And that was really rewarding. I really like working with the little kids.
Good. Mrs. Kendria Florenciani for Eli Terry Junior Middle School.
I don't believe there was a meeting, but just like Lou said, I was the PTA manager, or PTA president for several years, and I believe it was 8 or 9 years between the different positions, and this board that took over did a really good job, and they brought in a lot of big programs, the Wizards and the Wit and Grit, and they raised a lot of money and did a lot of amazing things this year. So thank you to everyone that helped out this year with the PTA. You guys did a really good job.
Okay. Mr. Foote or Ms. Tilton for Terryville High School.
I attended that meeting on May 15th. Their bag bingo, whatever that is, designer bag bingo, number 1 made a little over $3,000. Their designer bag bingo, that's tough for me to say. They made about closer to $4,000. They made $1,683 on graduation signs, and their Yeti mugs are not all sold, so they're down $99. And graduation night was a wash, cost $2,000. While I was there, they have a sports meeting before, and I guess it's what is it?
Booster Club.
Booster Club, yeah.
Booster Club. Somebody mentioned while I was there waiting for the other meeting to start, other schools seem to have a logo in the middle of the floor. And it said that might be an idea that we could put forth, have somebody design a logo for the middle of the gym floor.
In the gym floor? We're actually doing that.
You are?
When we re-sand down the high school gym floor, Mr. Holtz has a design in his head,
Okay.
and we're not getting in his way. And so he's met with the painters, and they're going to take care of
Way
that.
ahead of me.
He's a lot taller than I am.
Okay. And myself for Ed Advance, they have not met yet this month. We're early in the month. Next up, board comments. Does anybody have any board comments?
Just enjoy the last few days of school, and thank you for everyone's hard work all year round.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to repeat that too. Just thank you to everybody for all the work that you put in this year. Thank you to all the parents who support their students and community, and hang in there. It's almost over.
And have a safe and healthy summer.
Anyone else? Good?
Just want to congratulate the teacher of the year and the para of the year, and also the 2 retirees. There's nothing like retirement, let me tell you.
All right, item 15, our next board meeting. There will not be a regular Board of Education meeting in July. That is normal. Our next regular meeting of the Board of Education is on Wednesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria at Terryville High School. All right, next up, item 16, executive session for a personnel-related matters. I would like to entertain a motion to enter executive session at 7:50 p.m. to discuss the following. Inviting Mr. Falcone, superintendent, Mrs. Melillo, assistant superintendent, and Mr. Tenza, business manager. And this is for their contracts. Do I have that motion? Dick?
Second.
And Greg? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, we are in executive session.
Are we staying?
Are we leaving?
We're staying right here.
We're staying,
We're gonna
okay.
stay.
All right, action from executive session. I would like to entertain a motion to extend the contract for the superintendent of schools for the period July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027, as submitted in executive session.
So moved.
Greg?
Second.
Dick? All right, I'm going to call for a roll vote. Mr. Showers?
Yes.
Ms. Tilton?
Yes.
Mr. Foote?
Yes.
Mrs. Candrea Florenciani?
Yes.
No. Mr. Perugino?
Yes.
Mr. Zabushka?
Yes.
I have a harder time with his name than ours.
Really?
Yeah.
Call me Ruth.
Mrs. Lucian?
Yes.
And Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that is 8 yeses. Motion carries. I would like to entertain a motion to extend the contract for the Assistant Superintendent of Schools for the period July 1st, 2026 through July 30th, 2027, as submitted in executive session.
So moved.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
June 30th.
Oh, I'm sorry. July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. Dick?
Second.
Second, Walt. All right, I'm going to do a roll call for this as well. Mr. Showers?
Yes.
Ms. Tilton?
Yes.
Mr. Foote?
Yes.
Mrs. Candrea Florenciani?
Yes.
Mr. Perugino?
Yes.
Mr. Zabushka?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucian?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, can you
Yes.
tell me who made the motion and who seconded it?
Mr. Foote made the motion and Walt made the second.
Thank you.
All right, so that is 8 yeses, motion carries. All right, on to our last one. I think that's our last thing, yep, okay. to entertain a motion to extend the contract for the business manager for the period July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, as submitted in executive session.
So moved.
Greg?
I have a question on.
We have
is
to
that
get the
a-
motion first.
Okay, go ahead. Do that.
Second.
Second, Kelly? All right. Discussion?
As adjusted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the? okay.
As it comes
Yes,
out.
he
Thank
has
you.
those.
Yep.
Okay. Roll vote. Mr. Showers?
Yes.
Ms. Tilton?
Yes.
Mr. Foote?
Yes.
Mrs. Candrea Florenciani?
Yes.
Florenciani. Oh, see, got all the way to the end. Mr. Perugino?
Yes.
Mr. Zabushka?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucian?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. That's 8 yeses. Item number 19, adjournment. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn at 8:44 PM.
So moved.
Greg? Second, Mr. Foote? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. We will see you in, well, we'll see you before that, but we'll see you in August.